Today, my guest is Blackmon Huckabee, a Clemson football player and singer extraordinaire from Clover, South Carolina. Blackmon, good to see you.
Hey, glad to be here.
Also my nephew, so it's a family deal today to come on the show because your story is pretty incredible. You made it your goal to be on the Clemson football team after transferring from Furman University, and you made the team. Tell me how you did it.
Yeah, so it really just dates back to me being, a Clemson guy since I was born. My entire family just bleeds orange. And, the way recruiting went, 2020 was super weird and getting kind of looked at by smaller schools. End up going to Furman, right down the road from Clemson, still, going to games after our own games. Our season got moved to the spring. 2020 was super crazy, just with COVID and everything. And I ended up getting hurt over there. And I had a lot of off time, and I just called my mom, and I read back my 8th grade letter to myself saying I was going to be a quarterback at Clemson one day. Now, I'm not a quarterback, I'm a receiver, but I was like, I really want to try and just do something crazy. Like, if I just got hurt, I can go back to Furman and probably have a super good career, a great school, still love the Dens, but I wanted to be a Clemson Tiger, and I just decided, I'm going to roll the dice here, and I'm just going to go for something huge, and if it doesn't work out, probably would have tried out one more time, but I guess I'd just be a normal student. And but I made it my goal, trained super hard, created my own nutrition plan, workout schedule, stayed really true to it all summer. And I just came here really prepared, was reaching out to all these coaches, wasn't really hearing anything back at first. Finally got some emails back from some of the staff here talking about a tryout. And I was like, all right, like let's do it. And really kind of locked in there. And came to the tryout, performed, well enough to be one of the guys that they took. And, we've been rolling ever since then. And honestly, it was my dream to come here. To be able to accomplish that in and of itself was, amazing, like incredible. And then, what I've been able to do here, I think has, made it even more worth the while. So just super excited to be a Tiger, still am. Happy I could.
Even with the tough season, you're still excited to be a Tiger, and I love that. You're not really bragging on yourself quite enough. I know what you went through during those tryouts. Like you said, your nutrition plan, your workout plan. There were how many people that went to the tryouts to be a walk-on, and you were one of like 3 or 4 out of how many that made the team?
I think we had a lot more of that tryout than what I've seen here since, being here. I think we had a little bit over 100 dudes at that one. It was like a season coming out of that 2020, so that there were a little bit more spots. I think they had expanded, so a lot more guys were coming out. And so, yeah, I mean, when I first got here and I'm kind of looking around, I'm like, dang, like for a receiver, they had kind of sent an email out saying they were looking for a snapper, a lineman, and I don't know, maybe a DB or something. And I was like, well, maybe I should go out as a DB. Like, I've done all this training. I'm a receiver. Like, they might not even take me, and I might just be out here running for no reason. And still just stuck with it. And was fortunate enough to be one of, I think it was 4 of us, maybe 5 of us that they took, and still here doing.
It was a big deal, Blackmon. It was a big deal. We're, just so proud of you and all of your accomplishments, your family. They're just so proud of what you've achieved. And then on top of you being this football player, living your dream, making it on the team at Clemson, you start this singing, kind of showcasing yourself on your own. And you've started to go viral a little bit with the songs you've been recording on TikTok and putting those out there. So talk a little bit about, you've become quite the musical sensation.
It always seems like I'm always rising out of the ashes of being hurt. I got hurt over at Furman, and it kind of brought me here. And I got an injury in spring ball that, sidelined me for a really long time. And I was sitting there with all this extra time on my hands, and I'm like, this is something that I thought about doing before, kind of just putting stuff out. Was kind of, nervous on, how people would react to that. Like, if people would even think that it's me, or if I'm lip syncing, which like a lot of my teammates thought initially that was the case, like it was some joke or something. But I was like, if this is something that I really want to pursue and like intend to kind of maybe pursue as a career, like I got to start somewhere. So in that time that I was hurt, I just started putting these videos out. And after, I mean, pretty quickly they started to take off a little bit. And that made me happy. And guys were, responding to it pretty well overall. So I was like, all right, like this is kind of a cool thing. I'll keep doing it. And I ended up getting kind of put on the spot by Coach Swinney, which was the one of my first videos that went kind of bigger viral. And I was just there with about 7 or 8 of my other teammates, just speaking on behalf of Paul Journey, which is like our, leadership group or our career development sector of our program, where they kind of make sure that we're ready to be, just more than a football player, set us up for jobs and after this, when this is all over. And I kind of said my whole deal, kind of spoke on behalf of it and how it's affected me positively. And I already have a mic in my hand, and Coach Swinney is like, kind of comments on what I just said. And then he was like, and I don't know if you guys know this either, but my son Clay, who's obviously my teammate, wide receiver with me here, he showed me these videos of Huckabee singing, and he's actually really good. Like, what do you have for us? And I was like, oh my god! Like I kind of in the back of my mind, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get out of here holding a mic in my hand without them saying something. But I still didn't have anything really planned. I was like, whatever. So I'm looking around and I'm looking at my crowd. And I'm like, all right, let's just sing some Tennessee Whiskey. Like, I'm sure everybody's gonna like that. Luckily, Coach Grisham, wide receivers coach, caught that on film, and I kind of zoomed in on people's faces and put it up. And ESPN reached out about it, if they could get the video, and I didn't even know if they were going to do anything with it. But I was like, yeah, for sure. They put it on College Game Day, and I kind of thought that was going to be it. But then shortly after that, it was ACC Media Day, and Sports Center had picked it up, and I'm sitting in the bistro where we just eat, like our cafeteria in the facility. My back's turned to the big TV, and my teammates are like, "Dude, you're on TV!" And I look behind me, and he was kind of commenting on the video, and I was trying to kind of like play it off, like a little bit in my mind. I'm like, man, I've never been on Sports Center before, and like obviously not a normal thing to be put on Sports Center for, but like, hey, I'll take it. So, just I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Coach Swinney, his support has meant the world to me because, obviously not a normal thing to kind of go and do, kind of like branched out a little bit. And he didn't have to, be as supportive as he was. And he was. And he just kind of, he made it something pretty cool. And like, as a guy who, is already honored to play for him now, and has looked up to him since I was a kid. I mean, I got a picture where I tracked him down in I think 2012 or 2013 when they played LSU in the Chick-fil-A, maybe it was a Peach Bowl, I don't know, Chick-fil-A Bowl, whatever it was, in Atlanta. And I'm little black, and we're there with Coach Swinney, looking real young, and obviously been a Clemson fan my entire life, looked up to him. To have that moment to even speak in front of guys like that, Taj Boyd's in there, Artavis Scott's in there, guys that I've grown up watching, to speak in front of them was really cool. But to be able to like share my voice with them, I mean, something I never would have thought of happening when I got here. Him being as supportive as he is has just really meant the world to me.
Well, that just shows you the kind of person that Dabo Swinney is, that he supports the whole person, which he has talked about that over and over and over again in his program, building men of character and supporting the talents on and off the field. So of course it makes sense that he would be supporting you. So we're very thankful for that. You are so talented, Blackmon. You just blow me away when I listen to you sing. I've actually heard you in person, and I know, of course, watch your videos, and your videos are getting a lot of traction. You've had celebrities like your stuff, right? I believe John Legend, maybe?
Yeah, John Legend duetted a video. I was singing one of his songs, Ordinary People, just did a cover of that. I was like in the bathroom of my mom's house or something.
Hey, it doesn't matter where you are.
I wanted something different, and I didn't want to do anything kind of cringy, but I kind of did, I guess. I had this LaCroix can in my hand, and I was singing like it was a microphone. I opened up my phone one day, and it's like John Legend has duetted your TikTok, and I thought it was fake. But I mean, I was like, hey, I'll check it out. He kind of pops in from the side, and he's got his can, and like he's just kind of doing it with me. I grew up listening to John Legend. I think he's, obviously one of the most incredible vocalists, male vocalists, or vocalists in general. I think he's incredible. So, hopefully one day I get to meet him. But since he duetted my video, I mean, I surreal moment for sure, right there.
So here you are, this amazing vocalist, and you're getting all this attention at a national level. And now you're going to be singing the national anthem at the football game, November 11th. Talk about that. That has to be a pretty cool feeling for you.
Yeah, so this is like, I think it's the perfect combination with my brand personally being sports and singing, to be able to not only sing the national anthem for 83,000 people in Death Valley, but to do it for Military Appreciation Day. We have a ton of family that are in the military. I mean, that's just a true honor to be all purple in uniform, having that opportunity to sing in front of that many people and have it be in Clemson. I mean, like, I don't know. I could have never dreamt that one up. That actually wasn't even my idea. That was Grand Pat, my grand. She called me one night. It was real late, and she was like, how she talks. She, Blackmon, I just have a vision, and I see you 50-yard line, full uniform, helmet in hand, singing the national anthem. And most of the time, she says a lot of stuff, and she's who she is, and I love her more than anything. But she said that, and I was like, golly, that's the smartest thing I mean, that's an incredible idea. I'm like,
it is.
I can maybe make that happen, and I think she's going to be able to be there for it too, and that I couldn't be happier about that. But
and before we go further, just so people understand, when you say Grand Pat, that is your grandmother, Pat Huckabee, who recommended that you do that, who had the vision. I just want to make sure my audience understand who Grand Pat is. So yeah. There you go. All right. And she is planning to be there. So hopefully that will happen.
She always pulls stuff out of nowhere. She really does. I got to give it to her. She's an incredible woman.
I think, Blackmon, that's a little bit of the Huckabee trait. Look at the things that you just pulled out and done in your lifetime. And you're so young already, and the accomplishments that you've achieved. You're going to be absolutely phenomenal. I know this season's been a little tough for everyone, and we're not going to go into that because that's not part of my platform. But what I would say to you is what you've said before. You're a Tiger then, now, and forever, right? So no matter what.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Yeah. And the last thing that I want to ask you is, of course, you're so talented. You'll be graduating. Future plans, goals, dreams, thoughts. What's next for Blackmon Huckabee Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, would absolutely love to pursue music as a career. I'd love to start working with producers and whatever. So if anybody's seeing this that any of my stuff that wants to work, I'm very open. Definitely going to pursue that, no doubt. And I guess if it doesn't work out, I guess I'll just fall back on my business degree. I'm going to get my MBA. I'm going to get my master's. I'm going to come out here with 2 degrees, and we'll kind of go from there. But I think my track record is going to show that I'm going to give it everything I got. And so I feel like if I put everything I've got into it, I think positive things will come from it. And I truly believe that.
I believe that too, Blackmon. You are one of the hardest working human beings I've ever met in my life. And if anybody deserves good things to come their way, it is you. And we love you. We're so proud of you. I'm thankful to be in your family now and to call you my nephew. And I just want you to know that we're supporting you and all your dreams and efforts. And we just know sky's the limit. So cheers to you.
Well, I love you. I love you, and I love my Uncle Watts. I love the whole family, and I couldn't be more appreciative of you guys. Your support, it truly does mean the world to me. So thank you guys.
Well, you're welcome. You have so many people's support. So, well, listen, thanks for your time. Good luck with the national anthem, and I'll see you real soon, okay?
See you soon.
All right. Oh, by the way, people can find you on TikTok and Instagram. Where can people, YouTube, talk about where they can find you?
All my socials are Blackmon Huck. So you can
go find you.
Just go check it out.
Go find Blackmon Huck.
Comment some song suggestions if you want to hear something. I tend to respond to those. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, go like all of his social media platforms and share everything, because the more you share, the more people see Blackmon, and the more people will see how talented he is, and we're gonna get you rock star status already. All right, and that will do it for this edition of Conversations with Nicole. Until I see you again, I hope you have a great day.